It's part 1.1, and this is where you're going to get some feedback. The very beginning, we have the project overview and the assessment pathway, and then part 1.1 instructions, and you'll be getting feedback from client 1, client 2, organisation 1, organisation 2, and other relevant people, which we will go through shortly. So an overview on the project, there's 3 parts: reflecting on your own practice, which is written, enhance your own practice, which is also written, and facilitate ongoing professional development, which is another written task. And this is all online. So have a look at the resources you need and the instructions before you begin, so you know what you need to do. And just click next once you've read through that. Now the pathway, it explains the pathway, and it's important to read through the requirements of the project before you begin. So part 1 is reflecting on your own practice. And for this, you're going to be seeking feedback from people in your current work role. Specifically, you'll need feedback from 2 clients, 2 organisations or representatives in the organisations, and these can include your own workplace or an organisation that you're working with as part of your job role. So that could be a third-party service, a referral service, other service providers, suppliers, contractors. So have a think about who you would be able to receive some feedback from. And then 2 relevant persons, which could be your trainer from the training organisation or from a session you attended, perhaps a supervisor in your workplace, or some co-workers that you work closely with. So the first step is to consult with your supervisor regarding opportunities to seek feedback on your performance from the clients, the organisations and the relevant people. You'll be filling out the feedback forms. You'll be gathering the feedback and filling them out online. And how you gather that feedback from the clients, it could be from a bit of an informal question and answer session or a face-to-face meeting, a phone call. Perhaps you could seek some feedback and ask some questions via email. So it must be relevant to your performance in your work role. And the feedback that we're wanting to, it may relate to the quality of your output, your compliance with different legislation or codes of practice, your KPIs in your work role, how you communicate with your clients, perhaps, your coordination skills, maintaining a positive image of the organisation when you're working with external stakeholders. So the feedback you want to gather will be based on the above, but could include what strengths you have, so what you're good at, where you need to improve, some suggestions or advice on performance in those areas. So once you've gathered that feedback, you will then complete the feedback form online for each person, and you'll detail the information required. So there's 6 in total. You'll need to provide the details of who's given feedback, their name, if it's clients or if it's clients, use client A and client B, or co-worker A or co-worker B, indication of where they're from. So if they're from an organisation, their title, if it's for clients, just write NA for not applicable, workplace or organisation, again, not applicable for clients. Their contact number, write your supervisor's number instead to protect the patient's privacy or the client's privacy. And email address, again, use your supervisor email for that instead. So provide the date when they gave you the feedback. And what you'll do is, so you've gathered the feedback and you're going to be providing a summary of that online. So we'll go through that now, and then have your supervisor complete the supervisor declaration feedback form, and the signature must be a handwritten one. And then you'll need to save and submit the completed and signed feedback forms. So once you've read through know what you need to do, you can then press next to go to the next one. If you want to go back, you can just select previous. There is a little navigation at the top and it shows you which one you're on, and you can select previous or next as you go through. And this is where we come up to the feedback from the clients, and you're just going to input all the details that we just went through on the previous page: their name, work role, organisation, what date it was completed when you received the feedback, and the details. So are they a client from a relevant organisation, or are they a relevant person? And there's just all the information. And here is where you provide a summary of the feedback. This needs to be more than one sentence. So it will go through all the details, whether it's the quality of service, any recommendations. So a bit of an overview, a summary of what feedback you've received. Click next, and now we're up to feedback from client 2. So again, filling out the details. You can click that it's from a client here. And filling in all their details, and again, summary of the feedback that they've given. Then we go to next, and the next one will be, if we have a look up the top, we're up to feedback from organisation 1. And it'll have the same information at the start: their name, their work role. And this time we're going to click that it's a relevant organisation or a representative from them. Same information here, and a summary of the feedback. And we go next, and the next one is organisation 2, same information. And then we go through to relevant person, so that could be a co-worker, a supervisor, and it's the same form. You're going to pop in all the details, and this one will be relevant person. And down the bottom here, we're going to type in a summary of the feedback that they gave you, and then the relevant person number 2. And then we have our submission declaration where it needs to be signed. You need to read that and sign it, and then you'll submit it, and it's all done.